Okay, welcome back everyone. Ayan, nandito na ba tayong lahat? I hope nakapag-coffee na tayo, but you can still drink your coffee. We also have our waters with us. Ayan, for hydration. Stay hydrated, everyone. So, ayan, I hope that we're all energized and ready to proceed on our next talk for today. Our second speaker is an esteemed faculty member of UP Diliman College of Social Sciences and Philosophy, Department of Psychology, where she teaches research courses and developmental psychology. Her research interests include aging and migration, children's rights and issues, and psychosocial support for children. She has also been one of the lead facilitators and resource persons of UP Diliman Ugnayan ng Pahinungod Psychosocial Support Program since its launch in 2020. Let us all give a warm welcome to Dr. Michelle Ong.
Magandang umaga po. Pwede na po ako mag-share, no? Ng video. Ay, sorry, ng screen. Oh, kita naman po. So, as Doc Joey said earlier, so kung may mga questions po, anytime, no, pwede naman sa chat. And if I am unable to pick it up during my talk, we will have space during the open forum later, no, to discuss your questions. Ayan. So, siguro konting pauna lang po, no, na actually, ang ganda nung mga ibinahagi kanina ni Doc Joey at napakarami na nating natutunan ng mga strategies, techniques for getting a better handle of our mental health, better understanding siguro, no, na may mga bagay na kailangan kilalanin, normal, no, i-acknowledge, at merong mga pagkakataon na kailangan natin ng pahinga, ng tulong ng iba, no, para bumanumbalik, no, to get back to our usual stable state. So ito pong session ko, or this lecture I'm presenting to you, it's a psychological first aid. It's really parang a package of techniques or strategies that we can apply, that we can use for helping other people, no? So ourselves also, and I think some of this you will find later to be relevant for understanding ourselves and helping ourselves. Pero pangunahin po talaga ang purpose ng psychological first aid ay para makatulong sa iba. At itong set po na ito ng kumbaga ay package or structure na binibigay sa atin kung paano makatulong sa iba, really takes from or draws from strengths-based approach. So marami po dito actually ng mga ideas, makikita ninyo later. They echo, no, yung mga ideas din na present kanina ni Doc Joe. Okay? So this material actually draws from mainly from a document prepared by the World Health Organization, by War Trauma Foundation, and World Vision International. So we can imagine na yung context ng pag-apply ng psychological first aid would be in these kinds of parang situations, no? In these kinds of large-scale disasters or problems, no? But we will see also na itong mga techniques na ito or itong structure or framework na ito for helping is also applicable for many other situations, hindi lang dun sa mga ganong konteksto ng disaster or war. Okay? Sige. So for this morning, we would like to be able to share with you yung basics, no? Basics lang ng psychological first aid. Ano ba siya? Who can benefit from psychological first aid? When do we give first aid? Meron bang ideal na moment or time? Where should it be given? And how, of course, yung how yung importante. So we'll talk about the action principles of psychological first aid. At itong last two topics po ay hindi natin mako-cover this morning, but certainly in a future session, if that's what the USC sees to be necessary or important, magtutuloy po tayo, no, in a separate session. But for this morning, we'll focus on the basics and the action principles. Okay? So, bago natin ituloy yung PFA, bago tayo pumunta doon, can you give me examples of situations that for you define a crisis situation? No? Anong mga examples from your own experience siguro or from what you hear or see, no? Kung ano yung mga bagay na masasabi nating krisis sa buhay. Pwede po sa chat. Um, Okay. So may nagsabi financial crisis, no? Certainly that's something that can be debilitating, 'di ba? Pwede siyang makaapekto talaga sa buhay at kung paano tayo makitungo sa araw-araw, sa araw-araw. Okay? We have natural disaster, something we have all probably faced in recent times, no? At one point or another. Toxic co-employee, nako, source ng krisis ng buhay. Okay? Professional or work crisis. Experiencing suicidal ideations is a crisis, or maybe the result of a crisis, no? So something that we might experience because of other causes. Isolation can be a crisis for some. Okay? Unhealthy family dynamics, yan, mga toxic na kasamahan. Okay? Death of a loved one. So ito rin, no, marami sa atin itong nakaraan, lalo ng pandemic, maaaring nakaranas ng loss ng family member or or friends, loss of a loved one or family member diagnosed with mental health illness. Okay? So loss of pets can also be experienced as a crisis, no? So kami rin po sa bahay, we have 3 cats, and certainly, no, we can imagine how it would feel. Midlife crisis, so age or developmental stage related na source ng crisis. A health issue, no, diagnosis. Okay, so thank you very much po sa mga nag-share. So as we can see, ang crisis, maraming iba't ibang pwedeng sources at maraming iba't ibang pwedeng levels, in the sense that some crises are very personal, very individual, no? Yung sa sarili mo o sa individual mong buhay na dinadanas na maaring hindi nakikita at maaring hindi nararanasan, no, ng iba. But then there are other crisis situations that are more global, no, mas malawak, mas malaking communities yung involved. Sorry, I'm getting a comment on adjusting the PowerPoint slide to the right. I'm not sure how to do that kasi on my end, centered yung slide. So, is anyone else having that problem na yung slide is kind of skewed or not fully showing? So for others, okay, mukhang okay sa iba, sir, baka po sa inyong end yung yung issue, or if tech support can please assist. Thank you. Sige po. Baka lang kung may ibang issues ay it might be we need some help. Okay, thank you. Okay. So tuloy ko lang po, no, na so some crises are yun at the level of the very individual, very personal. Some crises will um uh, affect a larger group of people, maybe communities, maybe the whole city, the whole probinsya, no? And like as we had experienced with the pandemic, it's global, no? So pwede pong mas malawak, no, na ng mga grupo ng tao. And certainly depending on the level, no, the scale of the crisis, yung impact sa atin at yung duration, no, nung impact na ito ay pwede ring maging iba. I'd like also to bring attention to the fact na earlier on si Doc Joey may present siya na merong mga uh, community at environmental sources, no, ng crisis at nagiging conditions for mental health, no, whether we have good or bad mental health, is dependent on these factors, no. So nabanggit kanina yung equitable community. So I think yung mga problems sa workplace, no, problems sa family, sometimes it's about some kind of injustice or some kind of problems with how things are managed or how things are run, or yung distribution ng resources minsan, no, is what is at issue, no? So poverty, unemployment, etc. Yung isa pang nabanggit kanina ni Doc Joey, yung ating built environment and the natural environment. So things that happen in nature, like the calamities we have been experiencing lately, earthquakes, ganyan. But also the built environment, like I guess yung traffic situation, if you have to commute every day and go through um, yung ano no, yung impyerno na pagko-commute sa araw-araw, that can be something that produces unhealthy responses in us. And also yung ikatlong factor na nabanggit kanina yung daily grind, no, ni Doc Joey, yung people, no? So socio-cultural aspects, no, socio-cultural factors are also at play, no, dun sa pagkakaroon natin ng experiences of crisis. Okay? So paano ba nakakatulong ang psychological first aid sa mga crisis situations, no? So itong crisis situations kasi they really cause um, in us, no, itong mga it causes us to get out of balance, no, kumbaga. So yung kaninang dinidescribe ni Doc Joey na meron kang parang uh, yung red zone, saka yung lavender at saka yung blue zone, no. I hope no, everybody still remembers those colors and what they mean. They really, itong crisis situations can push us, can take us from what may be a very healthy, very stable blue zone into lavender or even into red. So, paano makakatulong yung psychological first aid sa panahon ng crisis? So, psychological first aid, we have to define first that it is a response that aims to stabilize, to reduce symptoms, and to return the survivor to a functional capacity in the aftermath of a critical incident. So after a crisis situation and somebody feels that they are in that red zone, no, yung parang yung hindi sila maka-function, no, they're not able to think clearly, as Doc Joey described earlier, parang it's a survival response, no, and they're not able to plan, etc. The psychological first aid aims to help stabilize a person and get them back to a point where they can um, solve their own problems, no? So the aim is also to reduce the symptoms. So kanina na banggit ni Doc Joy, merong physical symptoms din, yung nararamdaman natin o yung mental health conditions natin have a physical manifestations, have a physical manifestation, and we want to be able to reduce that as well, no, through psychological first aid. So any effort that reduces feelings of helplessness and promotes their sense of control can count as psychological first aid. So maraming iba't ibang pwedeng efforts. You will see them later. But all the efforts aim to reduce feelings of helplessness and promote individual sense of control. Okay? Sorry, check ko lang po yung... Okay, chat. All right. Okay. So to clarify further, PFA can mean providing practical care and support which do not intrude. So sometimes yung practical lang na pagbigay ng tubig, ng pagkain, no? At hindi sa paraan na hindi nakakaabala o nakakagulo doon sa kung ano man ng mga ang buhay nila currently, no, does not add to their burdens or to their problems, I guess is what we mean here. That can be PFA. So comforting people, helping them feel calm, that's also PFA. Listening to them but not pressuring them to talk. No? So this one we will come back to later again. And helping people connect to information, to services, and social supports. So you'll be surprised that a lot of the things that help us calm down and that help us think about how to help ourselves will come from having the right information. So sometimes yung PFA provider, yung pinakamalaking papel niya talaga yung mag-provide ng tamang information, no? Yung mag-provide ng accurate information, access to services that are already there, that are already available naman. Okay? And helping people to connect to existing social support. Okay? So what PFA is not, no? So just to clarify what we do not do in PFA or what is not congruent with PFA, yung PFA hindi lang siya pang professional. So meaning all of us, no? Ako po ay nasa Department of Psychology pero hindi po ako licensed psychologist and I am not trained as a clinical psychologist, meaning I don't do therapy, no? That's not something I'm trained in and I'm not qualified to do. But PFA is something I can do and something all of us can do with training, no? So with this kind of training and with further support, we can all capacitate ourselves to be providers of PFA. So it's not the same as professional counseling or psychological debriefing. So iba pong trabaho yon at merong mga certain instances na yun ang appropriate, no? Hindi PFA. So we will also show you later kung kailan ba hindi appropriate yung PFA, no? But it's not the same, no? So people who need counseling will need more than a PFA provider. So yun lang po yung kina-clarify natin. No? PFA is not a replacement for counseling or professional services. PFA does not require us to ask somebody to analyze what happened to them or to tell their whole story, no? So that's not necessary. And as you may have observed dun sa na-share ni Doc Joy kanina, merong mga techniques or strategies that help people in the immediate, no? Na hindi nga kailangan magsalita even, no? So things like grounding, listening to what is around you, etc. No? So there are things that can be included in PFA na does not even require people to talk, right? And lastly, it's not about pressuring people to tell you their feelings or reactions to an event, okay? So I hope that that's clear. Okay. So PFA, also to be very clear, is an important part of the whole framework for mental health response, or sa ibang texts, this is referred to as Mental Health and Psychological Support Services, MHPSS. No? So part siya nun, and ang sinasabi ng framework na ito, maraming mga bagay na kailangan in place para matulungan natin or maprotektahan natin yung mental health ng mga tao. We begin at the very basic level, no, yung pinakamalaking base nitong triangle na to, yung social considerations in basic services and security. So what this means is, number one, basic services are extremely important, no? Social considerations just means that we have to understand that some basic services or basic services are not accessible to all people equally, no? Merong mga iba't ibang social groupings and social um, factors that can affect how easily people are able to access basic services. So you can imagine, like in a situation that Bicol experienced recently, no, yung malaking bagyo at kasalukuyan na dinadanas pa rin ng maraming mga kababayan natin. Yung pagkakaroon ng malinis na tubig na maiinom, matutulugan na safe, makakain na maayos, na sapat, yung ligtas sila, no? Itong mga basics na to, kung lahat ng nag-evacuate or lahat ng nang na-rescue from floodwaters, kung lahat sila may access sa ganitong basic services, you can imagine that the need for mental health services is greatly reduced, no? When people are able to feel that they have safety, no, that they have access to food and water, all their basic needs, that all their family is safe, we can expect that these people will tend to be able to rise more easily, no, to get back on their feet more quickly, no. So ito yung isang pangunahin, no. Kailangan in place yung basic services at security para makatulong doon sa masuportahan at maprotektahan yung mental health ng mga tao. Okay? So the second level is strengthening community and family supports. So yung immediate na circle ng bawat isa sa atin, yun naman talaga kasi yung una nating nilalapitan, no? Kapag meron tayong mga dinaranas na problema at krisis sa buhay. So being able to rely on our community, that might be our neighborhood, that might be our school, that might be our church, no? So having these other communities apart from our family as sources of various types of support, no? So meron diyan mga nauutangan ng mga kaibigan at pamilya, merong mga nalalapitan kapag kailangan natin ng makikinig sa atin na hindi tayo ginajudge. Yung nalalapitan natin kapag kailangan natin ng tulong sa academic work natin, no, or sa trabaho natin. So having these kinds of different types of support available also reduces greatly our need for mental health services, no, professional mental health services. Pangatlo na level, ito yung dito tayo, no, yung PFA or psychological first aid is focused non-specialized support. So ibig sabihin, kagaya nung nabanggit kanina, hindi professional necessarily yung nagko-conduct or nagbibigay ng ganitong klaseng services, pero focused siya kasi merong particular areas of support or particular, which also requires specific training, no? So halimbawa tayo, yung support na binibigay natin, particular sa mental health. Hindi siya generalized na lahat ng iba't ibang tulong. No? Hindi tayo yung nagpapautang, hindi tayo yung nagdi-distribute ng mga goods, halimbawa, no, na kailangan, etc. etc. So very specific, very focused yung support na binibigay natin. No? At sa huli, kung hindi kaya ng PFA, no, there will be cases where more professional help is needed. So yun po yung nasa pinakataas. So specialized services from social workers, from clinical psychologists, possibly from psychiatrists. No? Depende doon sa kaso, sa nature ng kaso at pangailangan ng bawat tao. Okay? So tayo po ay nandito sa part tayo ng framework na to, pero ang i-emphasize po natin, mahalaga na functioning at stable at available yung lahat ng iba't ibang parts ng framework para buo siya, no? Para nag-work together to protect the mental health of our society. Okay? So meron lang pong shinare yata sa chat, no, na app. Okay, first aid kit. Okay. So para kanino ba yung PFA? So PFA is for people who are distressed after having been exposed to a serious crisis event. So whether personal or community level na crisis event, no? If people are distressed, then they may benefit from PFA. Pero kung hindi naman sila distressed, no, they're able to deal with the crisis competently in a healthy manner. You know, they have coping that allows them to do that. Then they probably don't need PFA. Okay. It is possible that some people after a crisis event will need more advanced support, no, more professional support than PFA. So not everyone will need PFA. Merong hindi siya kailangan, merong higit pa doon ang kailangan. Okay. So, ano sa tingin nyo yung pwedeng makaapekto doon sa level of distress ng isang tao? So, thinking about crisis situations and the distress that people might feel, given the same crisis, bakit merong ibang tao na mas mataas yung level of distress kaysa sa iba? Ano kaya yung pwedeng factors? Ano yung pwedeng meron o ano yung pwedeng wala doon sa isang tao o sa konteksto niya kaya iba yung level of distress niya. Can you think about that? Okay. So, meron nag-share po na baka minsan yung feeling na wala kang magagawa, no? Yung feeling of hopelessness na walang available na support, okay? Meron din yung depth ng crisis, kung gaano kalala o gaano katindi, pressure from your environment or surroundings. So yung siguro yung instead na support, pressure pa, no? Yung nandun sa paligid mo. Okay? Iba't ibang coping mechanisms na nararanasan, na meron ang mga tao, no? So some people maybe have better coping mechanisms than others. And maybe stigma, no? Whether it's perceived or experienced. Okay? So, maganda po yung mga sagot natin, no? And they align with um, what PFA also tells us. It's that the nature and severity of the events that people experience can affect the distress that they feel, no? So, ibig sabihin, yung mismong uri ng crisis, no? How many different factors, or sorry, how many different aspects of your life it will affect, no? Say, the loss of a loved one, may produce a different distress experience than, say, argument with a coworker or a classmate, no? So magkaiba yung dami ng maapektuhan niya sa buhay mo, pwedeng maging iba yung level ng distress. Okay? So may nabanggit din dito sa chat, family dynamics, cultural expectations, past trauma. So yun, item number 2, experience with previous distressing event. What was it that happened before that was distressing? How did that how were you able to resolve that, no? Na may natulungan ba, na resolve ba 'yon? Hindi ba natulungan, nilibing na lang, tinabi na lang pero hindi in-address, no? So that experience with a past trauma or a past distressing event can certainly have an impact on how you face the current crisis situation. Okay? So yung support that we have in life from other people. So ano yung natatanggap mo? Support ba? Pressure ba? From all fronts? Or meron bang miski isa o dalawang tao na sumusuporta sa atin? Okay? Hindi nabanggit, but actually, yung physical health din natin, no? Yung state ng physical health natin will also affect how deeply we feel the distress. Because you can imagine siguro, no, na kung meron ka ng naranasan na crisis, tapos may dagdag pa yung you are asthmatic, you have a chronic illness that you have to contend with, no? Or you have an infection that is ongoing, etc. So that adds to the difficulty in dealing with a crisis. Your personal and family history of mental health problems, no? Your cultural background and traditions, katanggap-tanggap ba sa kultura ninyo na pag-usapan yung mga ganito, or is there like more a culture of silence around mental health problems and distress, etc.? Kung lalaki ka or babae ka, magkaiba ba yung expectations dun sa kultura natin kung how you are supposed to handle crisis situations? That can also have an impact on your level of distress, no? Age is also a factor, no? So yung very, very young, tsaka yung young people, they tend to be more seriously affected by distress. They tend to feel it more deeply kasi older people, at least in the literature, no, I'm not speaking for all individuals who are older, no, but in the literature, older people, because of their prior experience of crisis and having overcome them, they tend to feel less distress, no, parang mas kaya nila, no, yung mga bagay-bagay. Okay? I-highlight ko lang for us, sorry, itong dalawang items, no? Relevant ito for us who want to be able to provide PFA. So tayo as individuals who would like to be able to be supportive of people who experience distress and crisis situations will help not only in the current crisis or in the current distress that people are experiencing, but it will also help them in the future, no? Yung ma-realize nila na tayo ay nakatulong sa panahon ng crisis nila, and that they had support from someone when they had a crisis situation. So I hope you understand how valuable the kind of service or support we offer as PFA providers, no? Na kahit na maliit lamang, no, sa paningin ng iba o baka sa paningin ninyo maliit lang yung ginagawa natin, nakikinig lang naman tayo. Sabi nga ni Doc Joey, minsan hindi ka nga magsasalita yung silent ka lang, 'di ba? Miski yung ganun, it can be helpful. Parang maliit lang siya, but it certainly has an impact not just on the present but on future crisis that this person will encounter. Okay? Okay. So, merong mga tao who will need more advanced services, and it's important for us to be aware of who these may be, no? Yung malinaw sa atin kung hanggang saan lang yung kaya natin at kung hanggang saan lang yung helpful pa tayo. Kasi there will be situations na hindi tayo yung kailangan, and it will cause more harm than good to persist, no? Na hindi, kaya ko yan. Hindi, sige, sa akin ka muna, no? It sometimes is more helpful for us to be able to identify na itong individual na to sa current niya na situation, hindi ako yung kailangan niya. Hindi PFA lang yung kailangan niya. Okay? So certainly, maybe this is pretty obvious, no? In the first one, serious life-threatening injuries, no? People who will need emergency medical care will not need PFA yet, no? So pag stable na sila physically, pag yung medical condition is stabilized, baka doon, no? After that, then they might need PFA. A second point is people who are so upset that they cannot care for themselves or their children. No? If they have other people that they are responsible for, that may be their children, maybe a spouse, maybe an elderly family member, maybe pets, no? Yung hindi na nila maalagaan yung mga tao, mga bagay na may responsibilidad sila at yung sarili nila, that is a sign that they need professional help, no? Hindi na nila maalagaan yung sarili, hindi maalagaan yung iba, no? A third set of people is people who may hurt themselves or those around them, no? Who have to find violent, parang who are thinking about or maybe have already executed, no? Violence against themselves or other people. These people will need more advanced help. No? So immediately, we refer them to professional services. Okay? Okay. So, kailan ba dapat pinoprovide yung first aid? Kasi sabi kanina, merong mga tao na kailangan, merong mga tao na hindi kailangan, merong mga tao na iba ang kailangan na service. And this is usually needed after a crisis situation. So pag sinabing after a crisis situation, kailan ba yun? So it may be provided upon first contact. So yung sabihin, distressed sila currently, tapos may contact kayo. So pwedeng sa pagkakataon na yun, no, i-provide yung psychological first aid. So this is usually immediately or very soon after following an event. But sometimes it can happen that it will be a few days or weeks after, no? Pwede rin yun. Kasi minsan, kailangan unahin yung etong mga emergency care, no? Baka merong mga bagay na kailangan asikasuhin muna, ayusin muna, stabilize muna, no? Para makapagbigay at makatanggap din sila ng maayos, no? Ng psychological first aid. Okay? Importante din kasi i-consider when we provide psychological first aid that the space is safe and private. So kung wala itong dalawa, you may have to wait a few days or a few weeks after the crisis situation to provide psychological first aid. So kailangan i-ensure na safe ito not just for the person but for you as well, no? Kailangan pareho kayong safe. So, ano yung considerations for safety, 'di ba? Yung baka yung lugar ba na yon safe? Meron pa rin bang threats to safety currently dun sa lugar? Is it a medical situation or emergency that might threaten you or the other, like COVID or something like that, no? Is it an infectious disease that is threatening safety? Is there armed conflict going on, no, etc. So, was it a fire? Na fire out na ba? So, yung mga ganun, no, kailangan tiyakin na safe na yung lugar para sa'yo at para dun sa tao na tutulungan. It needs to be private, no, because people who need psychological first aid are very vulnerable, and so they need to feel safe physically but also psychologically, no? So yung lugar na pribado, hindi yung daan ng daan yung ibang mga tao, hindi masyadong distracting, uh, hindi yung maraming umaaligid na kunyari kung sa evacuation center, no, press or politiko or things like that that can kind of make sharing and just feeling calm a bit more difficult. Okay? So how do we provide PFA responsibly? Okay? Ito po yung tatlong bagay na importanteng tandaan when providing first aid. So, later kasi marami pa tayong ibang mga specific na points, no, na ito pwedeng gawin, ito yung mga do's and don'ts, etc. But because it's a lot, no, maraming listahan or maraming do's and don'ts, kapag nalito tayo, ito po yung principles. We have to remember that in providing first aid, kailangan igalang, kailangan i-prioritize yung safety, yung dignity, at yung rights ng ating mga tinutulungan. So of course, in terms of safety, we have to avoid putting people at further risk of harm as a result of our actions. So the safety that we're speaking of here is not just physical safety, which is very relevant kapag disaster situation, armed conflict situation, but also psychological safety. So this can mean making sure that people don't feel like they've been used or that you didn't really listen to them, or psychological safety in terms of them feeling secure that their story is safe with you, na hindi siya mag-a-appear sa social media, yung pictures niya, yung ano niya, yung kwento niya, yung pangalan niya, or hindi maikikwento sa ibang community members yung kinwento niya sa'yo, no? So that's also the kind of safety that we have to attend to and be careful about. So lalo siguro in the context of, kunyari, in the workplace or in school, no, magkakakilala yung mga tao, may lumapit sa'yo, needing your support, no, needing someone who will listen to them. They need to be sure that when they come to you, hindi malalaman ng ibang tao kung ano-ano yung mga kinuwento niya sa iyo at that moment of need and vulnerability. Okay? Pangalawa, treat people with respect according to their cultural and social norms and protect their dignity. So napakahalaga na sa interaction natin with them, they don't feel like they've been diminished, no, or napahiya sila, no, yung kanilang beliefs, no? So you might encounter people who have different beliefs than you, different cultural background, religious background. They need to feel that despite those differences, you also respected them, no, and their norms and their beliefs. Okay. Third principle is to respect the rights of people, ensure that people can access support that is available fairly and without discrimination. So there are many different marginalized groups in just in the local context, not just in our own country. No, maraming mga tao na iba-iba yung access because of their things that they can't control themselves. No, that they're men or that they're women, that they're men, that they're young or old. No, so yung age, yung religion, yung sexual orientation, no, etc. So these things can sometimes create divisions or kind of an invisible priority list, parang ganon. So we have to make sure that people are able to access support fairly. Okay? All right. So some of the do's and don'ts maybe do be honest and trustworthy. Okay? So that means you don't make false promises about the services that are available. May darating na ganito, may tulong na ganito, or kung kunyari academic or work context, ay hindi magkakabonus tayo sa walang ganon, di ba? So alam ko magkakaroon ng ganito eh, or alam ko sabi ni ma'am, ano eh, mauuno daw basta masubmit yung ganito, no? So don't make, false promises or things that you are not sure about, i-confirm mo muna, di ba? Yung kesa magbigay tayo ng baka ganito or parang ganito, no? Mas maigi na tiyakin muna natin, no, bago tayo magsalita. Okay? Don't exaggerate your skills. So we are PFA providers. We are not professional counselors. We're not clinicians, no? So wag natin palakihin masyado yung kung ano yung kaya nating gawin para sa mga tao. Okay? And this is pretty clear, no? Don't ask people for money or for any favors, no? Hindi pwedeng bigyan ng ito pala yung GCash ko, no? Walang ganun po. Okay? Do respect people's privacy. Keep the person's story and confidential. So don't share the person's story with others. An important thing to prepare, no, in yourself before you do any of this work is to be aware of and set aside your own biases and prejudices. So I don't know what that looks like to you, no? What you think that means to set aside. Kasi pwede ba talaga itanggalin siya? Hindi naman eh, no? But maybe what we can manage is how we talk and how we, yung facial expression siguro natin when we are talking to people who we know come from a very different background, a very different belief system than us, no? So iba yung politikong binoto niya or iba yung paniniwala niya tungkol sa karapatan ng mga bata, ng kababaihan, etc., no? So we have to be able to provide non-judgmental support even to people who are very different from us, no? We don't judge them for their actions or their feelings. That they feel angry at someone that you feel that they shouldn't be angry at, or that they feel the world is unfair, no? Whereas ikaw yung tingin mo, hindi, kasalanan mo naman yan, eh, no? Yung gano'n na mga bagay, we can acknowledge that we feel them, but how we then communicate or how we carry ourselves, no, in the conversation or in our task of listening to them, yun yung pwede natin i-manage, no? We have to be aware of these things. Okay? We should respect people's right to make their own decisions. In fact, we encourage people, diba, to know what to be the ones to take charge of what will happen to them. So we don't pressure them to tell their story. That's for them to decide kung gusto nilang ikwento sa inyo. And we don't force our help on people. Hindi natin pwedeng ipilit na magpabakuna na po kayo, ganun. Kasi kung hindi po, baka mamatay na yung mga ganun na, yung mga things that kind of pressure people to take one direction over another. That's not for us to do, no? Don't be intrusive, don't be pushy. Okay? So before we actually do PFA, there's things we need to prepare for, no? So yung kanina na nabanggit ko, that's a personal preparation na you need to also do. But this is for actually delivering the intervention or delivering PFA. You have to learn more about the crisis event. So I imagine there might be situations in the future, kung hindi man ngayon, pero baka in the future you might be tapped to help for example sa pagkaranasan ng UPD, no, na pahinungod, yung mga nasunugan, no, or halimbawa baka in the future sa ibang kaso yung mga nasalanta ng bagyo o ng earthquakes, no, nagre-request din minsan from UP campuses, 'di ba, na kung saan malapit may nangyari na ganitong mga bagay. So we have to learn about what it was that happened, when and how did it take place, who are likely to be affected by that crisis, because that helps us understand better what is going on. And this is information that people on the ground who don't have access to news, don't have radio, naputulan ng internet connection, etc., wala nang connection sa labas. This is information they might need from you, actually, no? So this is part of what you need to come to that place with. Kailangan may alam ka dun sa nangyari para pag nagtanong sila sa'yo, tama at maayos din yung maisasagot natin. Okay? We need to learn about available services and support, especially local services and support na available, at kung paano ina-access itong mga to, no? Who is providing for basic needs or services, where and how can these be accessed by different people? Nakaorganisa na ba? Saan ba pumupunta? Ano ba yung kailangan dalhin, ipakita, etc., para maka-access nitong mga services and support na ito. We also need to learn about safety and security concerns, again, in the context of being sent out somewhere to help. Is the crisis over? Is it still ongoing? What are other threats in providing help? You need to understand that so that you're also prepared, no? Kung ano man yung mangyari. Ikaw at yung team, no? Hindi, wag tayong pupunta ng mag-isa lang no? Dun sa mga ganong sitwasyon. Okay? So ito na po yung action principles for PFA, no? Sorry, let me just... Okay, sige. Chinek ko lang po yung chat. So, yung action principles na look, listen, and link. Okay? So, tatlo sila. Look, listen, and link. Para madaling tandaan. They do come in that order. Now, first we look, and then we listen, and then we link. So, paano to ginagawa? Okay. So, just an overview, but we'll discuss them all in turn. So, look means to check for people safety, check for those with urgent basic needs or emergency needs, check for people with serious distress reactions and who might need referral immediately. Dun sa listen, we approach people who may need support, ask about their needs and concerns. We listen to them and help them feel calm. And lastly, when we link, it means we help people address their basic needs and access services. So that can mean actually pointing them or accompanying them or giving them the right phone numbers, addresses, uh, names no, of people they should contact to access services. We help people cope with their problems, give them the right information, and important na part ito yun. We connect people to their loved ones, no, to existing social support. So we don't like feel like we have to be that social support. We just reconnect them dun sa kanilang existing na social supports. Okay? So in detail, so pag sinabing look, we check for people safety, no? Ano na ba yung kalagayan ng mga tao dun sa isang lugar or um say for somebody na kunyari sa konteksto ng work or ng school no na kunyari may lumapit sa the safety again no may iba't ibang types ng safety, 'di ba? It might not be physical safety that you're checking for but maybe yung kanilang psychological safety, no? Meron pa bang ibang bagay na inaalala itong tao na to dun ba sa lugar kung nasaan kayo at mag-uusap kayo kasi baka siya ready na siya magkwento, magsispill na sa'yo, no? Gusto na niyang ibuhos lahat. Baka pwedeng dalhin mo siya sa lugar na mas safe na gawin yon, no? Na baka dito mas tahimik, dito mas makakapag-usap tayo ng walang interruptions, dito makakaiyak ka ng hindi ka tinitignan ng iba, no? Hindi ka papansinin ng iba. So that's the kind of safety also that we can watch out for, okay? Check for people with obvious urgent basic needs. So it might be a medical issue or it might be people don't have access to water or food, no? Kailangan mauna yon. So kailangan makatulong din tayo sa ganung paraan, no? Sa mga crisis situations. And check for people with serious distress reaction. So sila po yung nasa number 3, 'di ba? Yung hindi na nila mapigilan or na makikita natin na sinasaktan na nila yung sarili nila or yung ibang tao or hindi nagsasalita, no? Hindi responsive. Okay? So there may be physical symptoms or emotional symptoms of distress. Okay? So nabanggit na rin kanina, no? Yung headaches, exhaustion, loss of appetite, body pains, inability. Parang marami sa atin check dito sa mga to, no? Lalo na papatapos na yung semester at napaka-busy at na may mga interruptions pa, okay? Dahil sa bagyo na nakakapag-alala din, no? Nakakadagdag sa ating mga iniisip at pinoproblema. Inability to sleep and nightmares. So emotional symptoms, crying, sadness, depressed mood, no? We cannot hindi tayo qualified to diagnose na depression yon. Pero depressed mood meaning overall mukhang gloomy, no, yung tao. Parang hindi mahirap mapatawa, hindi ngumingiti, ganyan. Like grief, anxiety, fear, shame, guilt, confused, numbed, being on guard, no, naka-alerto palagi or nervous. No? So these might be some of the symptoms. In children, baka ang mas makikita natin or mas ma-express din nila yung physical symptoms. Masakit yung tiyan, masakit yung ulo, nahirapan kumain, nahirapan lumunok, no? Or mababaw yung paghinga. No? So the physical symptoms might be more the ones that we observe and the ones that children are also able to articulate, no, are able to speak about. Di sila makatulog, nahirapan patulugin sa gabi, no, kesa yung emotional symptom. Okay? What we do want to watch out for is people who are not moving even when they should be moving, no? Yung kakain na, andyan na yung nagdi-distribute ng relief goods, hindi kumakain, hindi gumagalaw, hindi tumatayo para kunin yung food. Not talking, okay? Kahit kausapin, hindi nagsasalita, okay? People who don't know where they are, they will answer but they say they don't know where they are, they can't remember their name, what happened, okay? So, seryoso po itong mga lapses na ito and they might need professional help. And certainly yung nabanggit na kanina, not being able to care for themselves or their family. So some of these symptoms can be observed in the maybe first few hours or first few days even after a crisis situation occurs. Pero some of these things may happen baka many days later or even weeks later pa, no? Yung mas intense pa ng mga symptoms dito, minsan ma-observe na lang natin sometime after the initial occurrence of the crisis situation. Okay. So, yung second action principle is to listen. So approach people who may need support. So approach people. When you do the approach, you approach people respectfully according to their culture. We don't force ourselves and our presence onto people. We introduce our name and the organization that we belong to. If this is a context where you were brought there, no, or you were invited to go to help. And then you ask if you can provide help, if your help is needed. No? If they say no, hindi ka kailangan move on ka sa ibang group or ibang mga individuals, no? Kasi certainly we focus on those individuals who clearly need and will benefit from our presence and our help. Okay? If possible, find a safe and quiet place to talk. Help the person feel comfortable. For example, offer water, no, offer a blanket if that's what's needed, and try your best to keep the person safe. Okay? Another important thing to do when we're listening is to ask about people's needs and concerns. We can't assume that we know what's wrong or we know what they're worried about or mukha itong takot, no? Siguro ito yung kinakatakot niya. We don't know really, no? Kung ano yung mga inaalala ng mga tao. No? For all you know, baka it's a pet that they're worried about that they couldn't find, that they had left behind. No? Hindi natin alam. So we have to ask. Okay? And rather than telling people what to do first or what they should be paying attention to, we have to help people work out for themselves what their priorities are. No? Sila yung magsasabi kung ano yung mahalagang unahin at kung ano yung may pinakamalaking impact sa kanilang sense of safety and well-being. No? Hindi tayo yung magsasabi nun. No? So, ang trabaho natin is to ask them to organize, ask them to prioritize. No? Ano po sa palagay nyo yung pinaka-uunahin natin ngayon? Kasi marami po kayong nabanggit. Okay? Okay. And listen to people and help them to feel calm. So ito yung mga techniques na binigay kanina ni Doc Joey. Maganda yung gamitin, no? Pwedeng magamit natin to help people feel calm. So, okay. So listening arises from good communication. We need to convey through our body language that we are listening. So it's paying attention to them, no? Hindi tayo distracted ng phone natin, hindi tayo tingin ng tingin sa relo. We need to be patient and calm and to display that. Huwag tayo yung maunang magalit, huwag tayo yung maunang maiyak, di ba? Don't pressure them to tell their story and allow for silence. As Doc Joey has said, it's very important. Provide factual information only, no? Don't make any claims, and provide this information in a way that they can understand. So avoid technical jargon as much as possible, no? Give information simply, okay? Be understanding, acknowledge people's feelings, even the negative ones. We don't judge. We have to acknowledge people's strengths and their actions to help themselves. So it's not just about asking questions, but when we point out or when we or in our conversation, it's important to highlight for people themselves, no, kung ano yung mga nagawa na nilang nakatulong at kung ano yung lakas na meron sila. Ay, buti po na nagawa niyo yung ganito, buti naisip niyo pa yung ganito, no? Buti na iwasan niyo yung ganito, no, etc. So, these strengths and actions help remind them that they were capable. No? Don't talk to them in negative terms, no, na oh you're crazy or you're just lazy, etc. Okay. Remember that this is about them. We don't tell them other people's stories and we don't talk about our own troubles. Okay. So the last action principle is to link. And as I mentioned earlier, information actually and providing the right information that helps people decide what they can do, or sometimes the information actually dispels the worry, no? Yung estudyante na, naku, babagsak na po kasi ako, baka matanggal na ako sa program, ganyan-ganyan, no? Nagpanic na siya kasi bumagsak siya sa isang subject. Sometimes, just providing information, well, may option ka. Pwede kang mag-drop, pwede kang mag-incomplete. Pero bago yun, kausapin mo muna yung teacher mo kasi sometimes, no, yung one exam, it's not actually, doesn't mean that you have a failing final grade. So you talk to your teacher first, no? So sometimes yung pag-provide natin ng information na gano'n, nakakatulong na mabawasan yung inaalala at pangalawa, nakakatulong na makapagplano sila to take action. Okay? Okay. So basic needs such as, of course, shelter, food, water are important. We link them to those services if that's what they need. Health services may also be needed. Understandable and correct information about the event, yung ano ba nangyari dun sa crisis, about their loved ones, if their loved ones are maybe not in the same evacuation center or community, know what services are available, okay? So we link them to their loved ones that are there, to their friends and other social supports like neighborhood associations, their churches, school organizations that they belong to, no, kung sa school ito, etc. Okay? It's important that people are consulted and involved in important decisions. We don't make those decisions for them. No? So again, inuulit natin, we help them to prioritize, but they have to be involved in the decision making about what they need to do first and next and so on. Okay? So we help people cope with problems by helping them prioritize, identifying existing support, giving practical suggestions, options, no, mainly, no, parang ito yung mga pwedeng gawin, ito po yung paraan para makakuha ng financial aid kung yan yung gusto nyong gawin, etc. Okay. Okay. So, just to clarify, maraming coping strategies tayo na alam, no? May positive, pero meron ding negative, no? Minsan yung positive, pwedeng maging negative kung sobra. So, yung getting enough rest, pwedeng negative siya kung all day ka nang nag-rest, no? Kung araw-araw, buong araw na tayong tulog, no? So, the intake of food and water, that's very important, but the intake of drugs, smoking, alcohol, that's going to be bad for you in the long term, even if in the short term, it feels like they help, no? They help you relax, they help you focus, but long term, meron siyang negative impact, okay? So family, friends is good. Isolation is not so good, no? Even if you feel like kasi it helps me clear my mind, no? Nababurden ako kasi minsan ng pakikipag-socialize sa friends, or I just feel like I'm comparing myself to them all the time. It just means maybe you need to open yourself up to other friends, other communities, other family members, no? Baka hindi lahat ng family member ay nakakatulong sa positive coping natin, no? But there will be others who will be more supportive and help you cope with your problems, okay, and etc. Okay? Sorry, I'm rushing kasi medyo I'm conscious of the time. Okay. So ayan, so inuulit lang natin na importante yung being able to give information that will be relevant to people achieving safety, security, stability. Okay. All right. And connect them with their, sorry, not your loved ones, connect them with their loved ones and social support. Okay. So in sum, PFA will involve listening to people and taking them seriously, asking them questions, anong klaseng questions, not questions that intrude or just want more details about the event. It's questions that will help them identify for themselves their urgent needs and problems, to clarify their concerns, no? If they have concerns that they bring up with you, you want to clarify ano ba yung extent ng problem, and questions that help them identify what resources are available to them. Okay? And lastly, PFA will also involve giving information and helping them feel calm, capable, access relevant service, or reconnect to their existing networks of support. Okay. So, okay, I think we have time, right, for a breakout activity. No, so the tech team has prepared breakout rooms for you. You will find yourselves in a breakout room with maybe around 5 individuals, more or less, no? And we'll give you about, sorry, tama ba? 15? Was it 15 or 20 minutes? Can I verify
20
lang
minutes.
briefly?
20
20
minutes po.
minutes. Okay.
Yes.
20 minutes, okay, in your group to talk about problems, concerns, or worries that you know of in your own community. So that might be school, your workplace, neighborhood, no? And from the various problems or concerns that you share in the group, baka pwedeng pumili lang ng top 3 na problems or concerns, maybe the most common ones or the most, siguro the most pressing ones, no? Pinaka-urgent, the problems that you can identify. Um, and the problems or concerns I'm talking about here are, problems that affect really the individuals, no, in your community, no, at dinaramdam nila, or it's something that causes people distress. Okay, and given these problems, what information do you think you might need to have in order to help them? So I'm asking you here actually to prepare, no, kung isang araw may pupunta sa inyo na tao na nangangailangan ng tulong tungkol sa ganitong bagay, meron bang information that you would like to have para magamit mo at makatulong sa'yo na makatulong din dun sa tao? Okay? So, you don't have to have the information now, but kumbaga, can you make a list of information that you would need to look for, that you would need to prepare to have in order to help others who have these concerns or problems? Okay? So, group activity po ito. Wala namang wala namang tamang sagot talaga sa mga questions na to. So it's really about having people or having our audience think about anong problems meron ang mga nasa paligid ko, at anong mga information yung pag meron ako, merong pakinabang dun sa mga tao na may ganitong mga issues or concerns. Okay? Is this clear? Can I ask the audience kung malinaw ba yung instructions?
Yan.
So baka in the group pwedeng when you find yourselves later in the breakout rooms, please agree on who the facilitator will be, and maybe one person who will take notes lang, no? Who will just make sure that the discussion is not lost, no? Baka you can make I don't know, a shared document or something na pwedeng doon na lang ilagay that we can din.
Ay, hindi rin
Gustong
po.
magkwento. Hindi, gigil na gigil magkwento, at dun ka na, siguro si emotionally unprepared friend, dun siya hindi ready. Parang, teka lang, bigat.